Well. Isn't it another day and another dollar? Welcome back to another trade journal entry. Today is August 26, 2025, and it is currently 8 a.m. on the dot of our Tuesday session for New York. Let's get into a trade journal entry and make it quick. Although I did not work today, I do work tomorrow, but I am currently tired. So anyway, let's get into it and let's get this over with. It's going to be a quick trade journal entry, so let's keep it that way. Today's trade journal entry is August 26th, 2025. It's going to be New York session, and this is going to be the 17th trade out of 100. We have 83 remaining, and today's result was no trade. My bias, prep bias started indecisive on the 5-minute time frame. Price action tapped a key level and briefly gave a bullish break of structure, but later invalidated with a bearish break of structure from the same key level. S&P showed, stronger downside momentum, leading price action and signaling a bearish pressure. Now, that last part, S&P showing stronger downside momentum, was near the end, which is when I decided, okay, we're continuing to be consolidating. So I'm not getting an entry. It's now, closing to my 8 a.m. volume time, which is 6:30 to 8 a.m. for high volatility rate. And of course, my entry window. So entry window is getting near to closing. I'm seeing more consolidation. I'm not going to get, a clear entry is what I noticed and realized. So I just ended it off. Unless I get back on the chart right here, right now, and then see an entry that I could have taken, and all I'm doing is sitting here and doing this. But who cares? Anyway, let's get it over with. It's gonna be quick. I don't want to make it like a whole 40-minute video, but here we go. This is what you're dealing with. This is what I'm looking at. So yeah, I have everything here. This red line is the 5 a.m. prep bias all the way to 6:30 a.m. green line for being New York open. And then we have here until, let's mark it now. And let's make it blue. Yeah, let's make it blue. So the blue line is 8 a.m. when our entry window closes. So 10-minute delay on this chart because of trading view. So full disclosure of that. Anyway, let's get right into it. Our setup was initial bullish break of structure and a fair value gap gave a bullish context, but price action remained highly indecisive, flipping between bullish and bearish structure breaks with no clear continuation. 1 minute it looked cleaner and predictable, but not enough confirmation for valid entry. So let's get into that. As you can see here, around 5:15 a.m., I marked this as a circle with a key level tap. This one does not matter to me. That's not during my prep bias or when I got on. We have a breaker structure to the upside here with a full closure of this candle right here. I marked it out just to see the levels. We consolidate in this range for a little bit. We wick up and that's it, but no full closure to the upside. Besides this right here, I guess. But I was really looking for something more above this, this wick right there. So, we stay in this range for a while, as you can see. For a while, but we stay in that range and price break structure again from not only this zone but multiple zones. It doesn't break this right here though. I mean, it did close above this technically, but just not the wick, and that's not what I was really looking for, but still it counted. But upon breaking structure to the upside, it went back down and then started consolidating. And this is when it gets into the BS that I was dealing with early morning today or tonight for me. Absolutely horrendous work by the market and price action itself. I hope everybody has some type of roach crawl up their middle toe. So as you can see, price literally dumps down, then opens and this, or opens technically here, opens here and then closes here and then jumps all the way up here though, and then before that goes here, closes, open, and then we break structure, just invalidate all of this somehow, dump it, tap this key level, move back up though from our liquidity sweep, I'm guessing. and then we open here, go down a little bit, but then we go all the way up, and then it's just kind of confusing after that. Like, all this is already confusing. Anything after this break of structure candle is just absolutely horrendous. Like, anything after that is just horrendous. Like, what is happening, man? Give me some type of confirmation. And I wasn't just sitting on the 5-minute time frame this time. I was switching back and forth like crazy. I didn't feel like using all 3 monitors today, or the other 2 monitors. I only felt like using this because I was kind of lazy. I didn't want to turn my head here and there. So I was switching back and forth, and I was doing everything right. You know, I wasn't just slacking. Look at that. But that's not going above this, dude. I mean, it's equal highs, but it's not happening. Good luck. Yeah, no, I don't care. This is not happening. But, oh my god, it might happen. But, again, nothing really that I could enter off of. As you can see, I mean, we're already past New York Open. So, all this consolidation, I'll show you 1-minute time frame as well. As you can see, it's more predictable. It looks cleaner on 1-minute time frame. Like, oh yeah, dude, you could have entered off of here, and then you could have gone down here, and then you could have entered off of here and then sell right here. Dude, I'm not ICT. I can't do that. ICT could look at this and go, dude, you idiot, you imbecile. Back in my day, I would have entered all the way down from here and take my profit all the way up over here. Because I knew, bro, I don't know that. Okay, I'm not ICT, I'm not that experienced, and I'm not even TGR, okay? So this is, I think this is scalping at that point. I don't know, like, isn't this scalping? Like, if you knew somehow that it was going to go up to here, and then down, and then up, and then down, and then all the way up, and then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then all that. Like, isn't that scalping at that point? I mean, you could make money off of this, that's cool, but that seems like a lot of work. Like, you would probably have to know your shit to really do that, huh? Anyway, it looks cleaner on 1-minute chart though, and although it looks cleaner on the 1-minute chart, it doesn't mean I can just look at the 1-minute chart and go, okay, why don't I just enter, you know? I mean, I got a fair value gap right here. It has to retrace, which it did, and then go back up. And then we got another fair value gap here. It has to retrace and then consolidate and then retrace and then tap it again and then finally go up and then hit this key level that's acting as a resistance for a bit, only to what? Retrace into this just to break and touch it again. Okay, let's think about this. Oh, fuck it. Good dome. Bam. We tap this liquidity line that's now we can just take out. That we can now just take out. Okay. We leave a long wick though from the bottom of this 1-hour bearish fair value gap. That's big as hell. And then what do we do right after, guys? No, we don't just break structure to the upside. Okay, maybe reforming a bullish structure maybe, or from our initial counter trend. No, this is more like a FU moment. Yep, you don't think you think this is something else? No, it's a big fuck you moment, and I hope you realize it. Yep, this is a big middle finger, and there's no thumb sticking out. This is that one middle finger that's just the middle finger, no thumb. No thumb extension. This is full middle finger F. Do you see a thumb anywhere? No. So what? Okay. Well, maybe we're going back down. No, we retrace, go back up. This makes sense, but it still doesn't really make sense. Such a tiny fair value gap that gets retraced into and reacted off positively. Insane. And now we're just consolidating in this massive bearish fair value gap zone. So I'm guessing that from here now, you know, from 8 a.m., which mine is 10 minutes delayed. So in the next 30 seconds, we'll see if price is going to decide to finally go bearish or bullish. We can see on this candle either way, but dude, I think we're going to continue to consolidate, but either way, this is technically the make it or break it zone, I believe, because we've been consolidating in this zone so far after making into it so far. You see, this is the highest point that we broke into for an engulfing candle of this session. So I mean, if it breaks down here, then it has to go down, in my opinion, because then it's respecting this 1 hour bearish fair value gap. But if it decides to break above this and give full closure above this wick, it has to above this wick. It doesn't have to be above this line anymore. It's now above this wick. So if it gives full closure above this wick somehow, then we're bullish. But I highly doubt the bullish move, because I mean, you're going for liquidity that has been forming since last week, when you have so much more liquidity that you have here that you could just simply take out. Anyway, I'm not here to analyze a chart anymore. Oh my god, we're in an inverse fair value gap zone as well in the 5-minute time frame. Jeez. No, dude. Ugh, this is insane. Anyway, so as you can see, oh wow, I didn't mean to do that. I just totally discombobulated my mic, and now it sounds like donkey weird doo-doo. Let's move this over here. Test, test, test. Hold on, I gotta pause this. Anyways, we're back. So yeah, as you can see, it's just insane. I did think that I was going to get an entry, like I did mention. I don't know where it went, but it was around here somewhere. I don't know where it was. Damn, I should have marked it, but I was waiting for a possible entry. But I guess it got invalidated. It formed a fair value gap, and then it just completely closed. Oh, it's right here. You see, it's not showing up because it got filled, but I think it was right here or right here. I don't remember. It was somewhere in this area. A fair value gap formed, and it was a bullish fair value gap, and it could have been, you know, a step closer to an entry step or setup, but it completely invalidated it, and it actually made a bearish inverse fair value gap before it finally got filled, and then now it's doing this. So yeah. No entry taken. Respected strategy by not. Sorry. No entry taken. Respected strategy by not foreseeing a setup in chaotic conditions. So, even though I see all this, and you know, I could have been like, okay, well, it's going down and it's tapping this, and maybe it has a chance to go back up and then act as a resistance line for this, you know, and then go back down or do whatever, you know. But instead of doing all that, I'm going to, of course, respect my strategy and stay disciplined. I don't care anymore. I'm at the point where I don't really miss out on things, which is great, in my opinion. I no longer get FOMO, so I'm kind of happy about that, in a way. Like, I don't care if this actually ends up going bullish right now. Like, if it just started going bullish right now, bull run, I could care less. If it decided to go bearish, then damn. But that would suck. Like, how did that even happen? Like, but honestly, I'm starting to realize that I'd rather respect my strategy for some reason, like way more. Like, I don't know why. Like, I could care less if I trade or not. I'm up for this month, at least. I know it's demo trading and I'm still in assessment, and what the fuck are you saying, dude? You're not making real money. But again, I said I'm treating this as a real funded account, you know, so that I can prepare myself for the evaluation. And of course, you know, find out all my flaws and knickknacks so I can make sure I'm profitable, you know. Wow. But wow. Bearish fair value gap and a bearish fair value gap 1 hour key level. Y'all better react good off. Dude, what? Anyway. What I did well, respected the rules of my strategy, avoided forcing a trade in indecisive conditions, maintained discipline and patience by choosing capital preservation over risk. I will mention that I did reset my account, but I added the total that I have for this month so far to it because of last week and what happened when I took that $58 trade, and TradingView decided to be a cuck and not take my TP. But again, I'm not going to count it as a loss, so I reset it to accordingly, and everything should be up to date from all my P&Ls till now, all that. So if I take a loss this week or from here on out, then you'll see. If I win, then I win, or unless TradingView does some bullshit again, then I will have to reset my account, because I'm not going to sit here and suck it up. No. Because if I'm being so disciplined on days like this and shit like this, I'm going to be disciplined with this, even though I wouldn't be able to change it on like funded accounts. But I really doubt a funded account would let some shit like that happen, you know, because then, like, what the fuck? The firm is risking their own money, and that's not okay. Wow, dude. Anyway, dude, that's insane. I mean, no way. There's no way we closed in time. Oh, so fucking lucky. Anyway, what I will improve, I don't really know what to take from this session, to be honest. I did everything kind of well, but I guess study how to manage situations when S&P leads price action but conflicts with NASDAQ structure. How about that? I need to build confidence in no trade days by reframing them as wins for discipline. Right now, like, mentally, I'm kind of like bummed out on days like this. I've realized that most Mondays and Tuesdays are dry. So, notes: overall session was chaotic. Price action flipped directions multiple times with messy Let's restart. Overall session was chaotic. Price action flipped directions multiple times with messy breaker structure signals and consolidations. A bullish fair value gap was formed, but sellers were still present, leading to uncertainty. Session ended with no clear directional bias and no valid entry. Today reaffirmed that respecting the strategy is just as important as taking trades. Today seems like a psychology session, a psychological lesson or session or whatever. That's what it seems like to me. And it's been like that since yesterday. But anyway, I don't want it to be any longer than it has to be. So thank you for watching my trade journal entry of it being 17 out of 100 and 83 being left. I don't even want it to hit the 20-minute mark, but so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.